Happy Self-Love Sunday, ladies. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your journeys are going well. We are in April now, and with all of this pandemic and tragedies that's going on right now, I find myself just to be a little bit overwhelmed here and there. It's so interesting where last week I really felt the heat of a lot of things and the weight, I would say, of a lot of things. And I find that in my social media plat feeds, Facebook for me tends to be a little bit more, negative in terms of how I see things on my feed as opposed to Instagram or LinkedIn. So I made the decision to step away from my private Facebook page because it's like it's already overwhelming enough and it's so much going on as it is. The last thing I need is more negativity and people just ranting and raving and yelling at people about how they should live their life, what they should and shouldn't be doing right now and during this pandemic, instead of having, like I said, the basics of love, empathy, and compassion, because this is new for everyone. It's not just new for me. It's not just new. It's new for everyone. There has never been in our lives, our parents' life, or our grandparents' life, a time where we've been locked down like this. So it's new. People, and when things are new and it's a change, right? Think about it. Some people don't handle change well. Some people are resistant to change. It doesn't matter what the change is, and because I know people are going to be like, well, it's other people's lives and save people's lives and all this. Listen. At the end of the day, it's change and it's sudden and people need to adapt, and not everybody is adaptable. Not everyone can handle change. I watched a video where there was a little girl, she had to be no more than 6, literally having a full-on meltdown because she needed to get outside. And a lot of us adults have grown little boys and girls living inside of us that are screaming and yelling right now. Screaming and yelling. I need to get out. So we have to have some loving empathy and compassion and figure out another way to get our message across besides screaming at them and calling people names. It's so funny. I watch, people calling people a-holes and this and that, because it's like, that's really reveals so more much about you than the other person. And let's just be honest and frank today. We're on Facebook doing all this screaming, but the funny part about it is the only people that are really hearing your message are the ones that are sitting in the house like me. The ones who are just like, don't care what you have to say and doing what they want to do. I don't care. It's like, so what are we doing? We're wasting a lot of time is what we're doing when we do that. And instead of taking our time to focus on ourselves and start to heal ourselves and deal with our mental and emotional and physical health, we're projecting on the other people. And that's one thing that I find that it's so important right now, is really tapping into yourself, because right now we have to show up as our authentic selves. There's no more hairdressers, barber shops, nail salons, places where we go to get our eyeballs waxed. There's none of that right now. So it's forcing us to show up as our authentic selves. And some of us have been masked for so long behind the makeup, behind the nails, behind the hair, behind the eyebrows, behind the eyelashes, that we forgot who our true authentic selves really, really were. So it's like, now that your true authentic self has to show up, because guess what? Your money doesn't matter. Oh, this pandemic is the great equalizer. I don't care who you thought you were, what your title on your job was, how much money you think you have in the bank. Guess what? This is the great equalizer. We're all on lockdown. We're all on lockdown. So who are you? Really? And do you really love who you really are without all of it? When you strip it all away, because it's being stripped away, do you really love who you are? Oh, and just in case, I just want to say, just in case you don't know if it's you, if you're the person that's spreading negativity, just scroll down your feed. Are you projecting positivity and love in a protective space for people to even come and talk about their feelings as to why they have to branch out like that, and as to why what they do in times of panic and fear? Some people like to run and escape, and they have to get outside, and they just can't take being alone because in their minds they're going crazy because they haven't learned some of the tools, or they haven't taken time to tap into some of the tools, or they can't get to their therapist like they normally would, because sometimes people need to physically be in the office. because sometimes online doesn't translate as well. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm taking it's almost like a seminar I'm going to this weekend, and it would normally be something that you would go in a conference room with, and you could feel the energy of the people and you could be in the presence of the presenter. And for me, that's everything. Like, I thrive off of that, right? So now taking it via a Zoom call, it's feeling very different for me. It really does. It's like you have to really, really dig deep within yourself for me to focus in on this online thing. I didn't even like online school. I love to be in the presence of the person because you can read them, you can feel them. And you can really, I mean, not that you can't feel energy through a phone, because I definitely do feel people's energies, but it's just so different. That connection, that physical touch, all of that's missing. So for me, it gets hard. So, and it weighs me down to the point where, I'm on the phone talking to my friend every night. We spend 2-3 hours on the phone. And I just said, you know what? I think this was Thursday night. No, was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday. I said, you know what? I just need not to be on the phone tonight. It was Friday. I said, I'm going to clean my bathroom, clean my room, and I'm going to, take it down early. And I'm going to just spend an hour meditating. And after I meditate, I want to do like a full on sleep hypnosis with myself, just because the weight of everything is heavy. I know people who are being affected and having family members, pass away due to this pandemic. And that's heavy for me. And it's not heavy because it's COVID-19. I keep saying this to you over and over again. There's people passing away every single minute of every single day, from cancer to old age to whatever is going on with people's lives. It's just that for me, I feel that stuff very heavy and it weighs me down, So in order to clear that energy, I have to take the time out. But I have to give myself what I need, and I have to express that and communicate that to people. So what I really want you to get from this video today is taking the moment, taking the time to dig into your authentic self. Do you love who you really are without all of that stuff? Do you really, really love who you're showing up as? I want you to take the time out and tell people what you need. If you're having a hard time, if mentally you need to get out, if mentally you need to escape, I want you to reach out, have the conversation. If you're feeling a loss of control, if you feel like, this screaming is just because you can't take it anymore, reach out. We have to, the one thing this is going to do is force us to communicate more. Communicate that. Tell people what you need. Tap into you. Reach out to me, DM me, message me. I'll pick up the phone and call you. I'm not just going to advertise my phone number all over, the social platforms, but definitely reach out to me. There are so many people that tell themselves these stories of they don't have support and no one's here for them and that they're alone doing all of this. But that's just not true. There are so many people that are here that are willing to support you, that are willing to walk you through whatever you need to walk through, that are willing to help you along this journey, whatever you need, so that you can start loving your authentic self. And when you start loving your authentic self, then you can start tapping into your purpose, and you can stop taking on other people's energies and other people's problems and really glow and grow with you, so we can give the world what it desperately needs, which is this: more love, more caring, more empathy, more compassion. It's so needed right now. Not this screaming and yelling and nonsense. I know I've said this a couple of videos, but people are just not hearing me. People are hurting, they're in pain, and people don't know how to reflect that. They don't know how to deal with that. They're seeing their loved ones that being affected. My aunt, is sick. We can't get to them. You can't be in their presence. Grandparents can't see their grandkids. It's so much going on right now. All we need right now is love. Right now, all I need is love. That's it. No more, no less. A listening ear is what people need. For you to open your heart. If you're giving anything less than that, put it away. It's not needed right now. We have parents such as myself who have seniors who are missing out on their entire senior year, all the fun of that. It's like, There's just so much going on. Trying to manage through that. So if you're not showing up in love, if you're not showing up with empathy and compassion, then I think you need to go back in and reevaluate some things. Find out why you can't show up in that way. What's going on with you? What do you need? How can we support you? Because I need you to get there. I need everybody to get there. I love you for listening. If no one else is telling you this, know that I love you. Know that I'm here for you. Know that I will be here for you. Pick up the phone. Listen, message me. I will be here if you feel you don't have anyone else. But we gotta get you to a place of love, whatever that takes. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. I will talk to you next week. Remember, give yourself what you need this week. Step away if you need to step away. Reach out if you need to reach out. Start falling in love with who you are.